Find the decimal expansion of 11 over 41 to at least 5 digits without using long division. Well, 11 over 41 we know is less than 1, so it's between 0 and 1, which means we start with a 0 as our whole number. Now we've got to figure out the tenths place. Multiply everything by tenths. The middle two. M is less than 110 over 41, and then m plus 1. Okay, 110 over 41, if you were to change this into a mixed number, is 2, because 2 times 41 is 82. And we have 28 pieces left over. So that's smaller than 3 and bigger than 2, which means our next place value is going to be a 2. So now I take that 11, we're going to work on the hundredths place, over 41, and we're going to subtract 2 tenths, because that's what I have up here is 2 tenths. And figure out which hundredths it's in between. To change these to have a common denominator, this one's going to be multiplied by 10, and this one over here needs to be multiplied by 41. 2 times 41 is 82. When we subtract, I've got 110 minus 82 leaves me with an 8. 11 minus 8 is 3. So 38 over 400, no, 28, because I had to borrow, over 410. Multiply all of them by 100. Oops, that one only gets rid of a 10. So m is between 280 over 41 and if I change that to a mixed number, 41 goes into 280. I want to say 5 times? 6 times. And there will be 34 over 41 remaining, which means it's between 6 and 7. So back up at the top, our next value that follows the 2 is a 6. Because that's the value that was on the left over here. That's the hundredths place. Now we have to find the thousandths place because it wants 3 decimal spots. This is going to take up a lot of space. If you need more room, grab an extra sheet of paper and staple it to the back. So now we're going to go back to our original 11 over 41 and we're going to subtract what we know so far, which is 26 hundredths. And we're going to figure out which thousandths it's between. So that means we need to multiply this one by 100 to get a common denominator, and this one by 41. 26 times 41 is 1,066. So when we subtract from 1,100, we get 34 over 4,100. And multiply by 1,000 in all of those spots. And this one we get rid of 100, so two zeros. M is less than 340 over 41. And 340 over 41 gives you 8 wholes. And 12 41s, which means it's less than 9 and bigger than 8. So our next place value is an 8, 2, 6, 8. Okay, so now going back to our original, sorry, it just keeps getting smaller and smaller. Back to our original, we had 11 over 41, and we need to remove 268 thousandths because that's in the thousandths place, which means we need to change these to have a common denominator. So we're going to multiply this fraction over here by 1,000. So we now have 41000, and on the top we had 11 times 1,000, which is 11,000. On the other side, we want to multiply by 41, so we have the same value. So we need to do 268 times 41, which is 10,988. When we subtract that from 11,000, we are left with 12 over 41,000, excuse me. And we're finding the 10,000ths spot. So to solve this, we need to multiply all sides by 10,000. Which gets rid of 3 zeros on the middle. So we have 120 over 41. And 120 over 41 comes out to 2. And we have 120 minus 82, which leaves us with 38 out of 41. So this is smaller than 3 and bigger than 2, which means our next place value is going to be a 2. So we're at 0.2682, and we have one more decimal left to find. We're almost done. So we've got 11 over 41, and we need to remove 2,682 10,000ths. To do this, we are multiplying by 10,000. Multiply by 10,000, which gives 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. And on the other side, we're going to multiply the top and bottom by 41. So we should have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2,682 times 10,000. Oh, not times 10,000, times 41. 2682 times 41 is 2682 times 41. 109,962. When we subtract that from 110,000, we have 38 over 41,000, and that's between the 100,000ths place. No, that's one too many. multiply by 100,000. Should have an extra 0 there. So we have m and 380 over 41 and m plus 1, which I believe we've done before. Looking for 380 over 41. No, I had 280. 380 over 41 is 9. 9. With 11 over 41 remaining. So it's smaller than 10 and bigger than 9, which means our 5th decimal place, way over here when we started, is a 9. So our final answer for number 3 should say 0.26829. Ooh, that was a long one.